Hello? Ooh, hello, Nikki.
Hi. Where am I? Oh,
I'm Maria.
let's have a look.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. How are you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm all right. Oh, we can see you. Hello, Maria.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm grand. I've just been doing a webinar.
Ooh, how did it go?
It went well, and I've also hit my 100 target.
Yeah. Yes, that's fantastic. That's brilliant news. Maria, meet Nikki.
Hello, Nikki.
Hi. So this is the first time you've been on a call, Maria.
It is, yes.
There are normally a few of us, so I'll wait and see if more people come. I don't know if the sticky weather puts people off. How are we all with the sticky weather?
I'm very sticky.
Yeah, I'm very sticky too, and I've closed the window because the traffic's so noisy, so I'm like in a windowless box.
Ugh.
Yeah, I just had to close my window when I was doing my webinar because my next door neighbour's baby was crying.
How inconvenient!
I know.
Like, shut that baby up.
But now I'm sat in the conservatory with the door open and it's nice and cool.
That sounds... Have you got like a gin? That seems like somewhere you should have a gin.
No, but I have got a cold beer in the fridge.
Yes, I have for after this as well. I've had half a beer and I thought I can't have any more. I might be slightly drunk and a bit like excitable.
A bit even more excitable
than normal, yeah.
I'd love to see a drunk Debbie, to be fair, but it would be a bit mad.
It's a sight to behold.
That's on my bucket list. Go out drinking with Debbie.
It can be rearranged. I quite like a drink or two. My daughter doesn't particularly like me drunk. She tells me off and doesn't. Yeah. So I've learned not to mix parenting and alcohol, which is probably a good thing, isn't it? Overall.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll assume that it's just the three of us, which is nice, rather than more people. And obviously doing this is still beta testing for me. So the last time we did one in the afternoon, it was really busy, and the evenings tend to be less busy. So I might make them all in the lunchtime if people prefer that, if we get more people. I don't know about if evenings are better for the two of you, or it doesn't really matter.
No, I mean, I can do lunch times.
Okay. So if nobody else joins us, because the other evening one was quite quiet as well, and the daytimes tend to be busier, maybe it's better to do them fortnightly like that. So today what I wanted to talk to you guys about is kind of time management, because that's like the part of what we're doing this week. Did either of you kind of spend some time tracking how you were spending your time? Did you spend time thinking about time? We've got an extra person.
Keep down all the stuff that you use to climb up it. How do you think you're going to climb up it now?
Claire Clements, somebody's climbing up it. There's a man. Oh, she's muted herself. Are you with us, Claire? What was that? Hello, Claire.
Hello. Hiya.
Is that... Oh, you've muted yourself.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I can hear you now. I'm not good with technology, Debbie. You may have realised for the last one.
When you first joined us, there was a man saying something about climbing up it.
Nothing would surprise me at the moment.
You have to listen on the replay. Like
I will do.
And then the man's voice said on repeat something about you've got to climb up it.
My daughter and husband are in the room and they're playing Lego Movie PlayStation games, so it might be that.
Okay, for sure. You might want to mute yourself sometimes then, and then we
That's
don't.
what I thought.
We don't have to play PlayStation Lego movies.
Well, I was about to move my computer upstairs, but then I realised I was late for the call because I was on another work call, and I haven't organised moving my charger, so I'm going to try and move while you guys carry on.
Okay, for sure. So for Nikki and Maria, who are, we'll let you kind of move around and ignore you for a bit, shall we? That might be good. Yeah. Have either of you printed off the stuff and like looked at your time?
I've got to be honest. I've looked at it, but I hadn't. I'm late to the party, so I haven't really kind of mapped anything. But I can map stuff in my head and say that I'm rubbish that way.
For sure. And Nikki, how about you?
I started well, and then I've kind of half done it, I guess. So it's been quite useful to kind of just get a list down, see what stuff I was spending loads of time on that I didn't need to actually.
Hang on a minute. Claire, do you want to mute your thing when you're not talking? Because all the kids is a bit distracting. Thanks. Oh, it's peaceful. That was kind of chaotic for my head, thinking about that. So carry on, Nikki. What were you saying, lovely?
So I did kind of do it in a fashion. And it's been quite interesting looking at how I was kind of almost logging out my short, easy jobs and putting out some of the big jobs. And actually it was just, it was then making the big jobs even harder because then I was leaving myself with less time to do big jobs. So it's helped me to kind of split it out into a list of quick and easy and just get on and do these big hard tasks. So now starting with that list rather than starting with the quick and easy list, which has been better. So it's just keeping myself disciplined in that, I think.
So there's like a saying, something about like swallowing a frog at the beginning of the day or something. Like, can anybody remember what that saying is? Something about
eat that frog.
Eat that frog.
Eat that frog. Yeah. So there's something about doing those tasks that are kind of big or miserable or that you're putting off first thing. So then they're done and dusted. What's interesting to me is that I gave everybody the choice to pick what they wanted to work on in each of the months. And the time management thing is the one that everybody picked because doing the branding stuff was just there already. So is actually managing people's time like a massive thing for people? Is that a big problem, trying to fit everything in the day? Yes. Maria's nodding.
Yeah. But I mean, I think it is eat that frog thing because I mean, I've been procrastinating about doing my web copy again. And Debbie's like, oh, FFS in her head. But it is that kind of other stuff will like creep in. Yeah. And also, I get panicked about like, I seem to be panicked about writing a to-do list at the minute, which is a bit crazy. Like, given that, it's just all a bit odd.
So do you think, is there like some anxiety around all the things you have to do and getting it all done, and therefore just writing it all down is like, it's too much, you can't face all the things?
I think so, yeah. I clearly got some sort of block going on that I need to break through.
And how about, hi girl, you like came in?
Yeah, sorry, I got sidetracked with some stuff.
That's okay. You're here now.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yeah, hello everyone.
Hi. So I imagine that we're kind of 10 minutes in. There can't be anybody else joining us. Do you just want to go around and introduce yourselves? Because not everybody's not met everybody, so that would be good. Nikki, do you want to start? Because you're up in the top corner for me.
Yeah. So I'm Nikki, and I run Evermore Social, and at the moment that involves providing social media management services, and also started doing a little bit of training as well, and just kind of figuring out where I'm going to go with that, so whether to do both or to do one or the other. So that's where I am at the minute.
Fabulous. Maria, do you want to kind of?
Yeah. So my name is Maria Coulter. My business is called Construction Coach. So I do strategic business coaching and training in the construction industry, helping SMEs and micro businesses make more money, get best out of their people. And I've got a background in construction. I'm a chartered surveyor and worked as a project manager, so I've sort of brought the two worlds together.
Fabulous. Girl?
Hi, my name's Go. I have a company called Beautology. My company is all about making women feel amazing in their skin by offering them treatments such as a lash lift. I do spray tanning and also brow treatments as well. I've obviously got the first bit of my elevator pitch, but I kind of struggled on the last bit. I've also just set up a company with my husband doing curry sauce.
So when can we buy these curry sauces?
Well, actually, I'm going to be at the Nottingham Food Assembly on the 2nd of August doing a taster session.
Ooh.
So I'll put the details up, but obviously I've just been really busy, so I'll put the details up on the group if people are interested. Come, it's free, you can have a taste of it and then buy some if you like. You can taste them on the day.
Fabulous, great. And then Claire?
Hi, I'm Claire Clements. I have two businesses, trying to work out how they quite align with each other at the moment, but I've got Positive Pants, which is underwear for children to start their day with a positive mindset, so they physically put on their super pants basically and feel good for the rest of the day. And Blissful Balance, which is vision board workshops. So that's me.
And you've gone into school and stuff as well, haven't you? Like delivering positivity?
I have, yeah. So a few weeks ago I did 2 year 2 classes, so 60 children age 7, did positivity workshops with them, which was fabulous. And tomorrow I am going to an old people's home and I'm doing memory boards, so again adapting the vision boards, and I'm going to go in my 50s dress and music and hopefully talk to them about some memories and create some imagery around that.
Ah, that's fabulous. I love chatting to old people. They're fascinating.
Oh, it'll easily overrun an hour easily.
Be careful with your time management.
I know. I like talking too much though.
Yeah, this is true. So like we were talking about time management. That's what we're kind of focusing on this month. And Maria was saying that there's almost an anxiety in writing the to-do list because there's so much on it that you kind of don't even want to write it all down. Is that a feeling like shared by other people, that it's kind of there's so many things, it's overwhelming and you just kind of don't want to look at it?
I find that I have lists and lists all the time, and I find it just too much. And then I just watch a film and like switch off. But basically, what Andrea said to me from Wild About Tanning, to use a timer, because I'm used to using timers to do my treatments. So she said, why don't you start doing 15 minutes or 10 minutes and just use the timer? And that's actually been quite useful.
Yes.
Then it's just, because like I said, there's so much stuff, like for all of us, there's probably like mountains of stuff to do. It's just hard to focus on it. But that's helped.
Yeah, so like, yeah, definitely I use a timer when I'm really got loads of stuff and I do it for 20 minutes because I'd find 5 or 10 minutes I would barely scratch the surface of anything.
Yeah, but baby steps. So Debbie, baby steps for me.
Baby steps for you. So like 5 minutes is good. I think what the time is good for is that it stops you flicking to other things. You can only focus on the thing that you're doing. Where when you feel overwhelmed, I think the problem is that you can end up doing a little bit of this and then a little bit of that and then moving over to this because your head's going, I've got all these things to do. And then you never really focus on one thing. So I think the good thing about having a timer, whether it's 5 or 20 minutes, is that stops you kind of looking at social media, for example, or like getting distracted by those emails opening. And you can just say, okay, I'm going to sit down for 20 minutes and I'm just going to rewrite the homepage of my website.
I think for me, I dress things up in the wrong way in my head because, and I know this, I've got perfectionist tendencies which hinder me massively. So, for example, like if I start a job, like if I was going to go and sort out my website, I'd be seeing it as the whole thing and thinking I've got to get the whole thing perfect, and I can't do that because I haven't got a whole day to do it. And then when I have a whole day, I get so scared about starting it that I then put it off, and then I kind of say to myself, look, you're not doing anything else until you've tackled that thing. But then I don't tackle that thing, but then I also don't do anything else because I've got in my head that I have to do it. And you know, even today I was looking, and I've done this week, I've done my, you know, personal tax credits, I've been sorting out my accounts and stuff, and I don't feel like I've gone anywhere near any of my business things, but they're all massive jobs that I'm just so scared about doing, and everything just becomes massive in my head, and I just get into massive overwhelm.
So can, like, all these, because it's impossible if you just go, okay, I'm only going to rewrite my website, or I'm only going to create this new product when I have a whole week or a whole day or a whole afternoon to do it. Because you never have that amount of time spare in our lives. Even if you blocked a day off in your diary, you'd be like, oh, well, I can't start that until I've done some invoicing, and I haven't answered emails for ages, and I haven't done a Facebook post for a really long time, and I've got to do that LinkedIn thing. And before you know it, the day will have disappeared, and you won't have done that task. So I think the thing is, if you've got big things to do, to just do them in really small chunks. And rather than be like, I've got to do the whole of this thing, if you just spend like 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes in the afternoon, or 20 minutes just chipping away at that big thing, it would be getting done. But by trying to wait for this massive waste of time, you end up berating yourself and feeling terrible.
I do, and at the minute I'm literally
you're like
about to have a break. I'm literally about to have a breakdown at the minute. I'm feeling like I can't deal with any of it. I should be giving it all up. I can't. I'll get upset because I'm really not in a good place at all today. But I think it's because I want to cross something off my list and go, right, that's a really big challenge for me. I've done it, and I never feel like I am.
Nikki, do you mind if I ask a question? Do you ever
you mean Claire?
Sorry, Claire, sorry. Do you ever meditate?
I do every day.
Does that help?
Generally it does. I think at the minute I'm just under such extreme pressure that it is just becoming, I'm just really scared at the minute. So that's blocking me from, you know, doing what I need to do.
Can you identify where the pressure is coming from? Do you know what it is? Is it like finance or business or family or?
I think it's mainly finance, but then that's affecting every other area of my life. So it's kind of at the minute going like the other month I was really good with my sales of Positive Pants. Then last month I was really good with my vision boards, but not being able to have consistently, and like I've not been able to book any of my stalls, or I've not been able to book any of my, you know, any stalls for August or anything because I've got no money to pay for those things. And I'm just kind of going, you know, I've launched this thing and I'm getting great feedback, but I'm actually not getting any money from it, and I don't know how I'm going to move that forward.
Can I share something that I've experienced recently that I think might help?
Do
you mind, Debbie?
No, and this is the whole point. No, please.
Because I've never done one of these, so I don't know.
This is the whole point of this, is that because Goal last week or fortnight gave some really good suggestions. It doesn't all have to come from me. It's a group thing. So yeah, please.
Okay. So Claire, you know, on your vision board, do you meditate with every day? Do you visualize sort of having the feeling sort of secure and feeling like, because obviously a vision board, it's like tapping into universal energy. It's a very spiritual thing. You're clearly a very spiritual person. So and I'm the same. I've had the same challenge. So like financially, like, you know, literally recently could have been literally down to my last fiver, like really bad. But I've been like, I suppose, meditating and I suppose visualizing, but also like really kind of surrendering. So like just surrendering and tuning in and just thinking, do you know what, like the universe does have my back, and it supported me, like even though literally like I came out the other end and I felt supported. And sometimes it's that surrender that really kind of lets the light in, because it is scary, and like that can block it can sort of repel it.
I mean, I've been doing a lot of work on it, and like you say, I am very woo-woo.
Yeah, exactly.
And I apply that, you know, in my vision boards, and it's one of those things that if someone was saying this to me, I know exactly what advice I'd be giving them and I'd be helping them. But I think I've just almost gone to, like, I'm when I'm high, I'm really, really high. I'm very boom and bust, and then that affects my health conditions and different things as well. And I just think at the moment I'm not able to see the wood for the trees. And even though I'm doing, like, I'm writing my 10 things that I'm grateful for every day. I'm doing that with my daughter every day. We're doing yoga together. We're doing meditation every day. I've been listening to Debbie's podcast and doing some of the actions off of them, like, what does success look for you? And I've been really channeling into that and trying to trust everything. But I think because I can't see the light at the minute and it's been going on so long, and I'm almost at the pinnacle of potentially something really crap happening this week. So that's kind of just triggering me. I almost feel like I need to get to the end of this week and then I'll, hopefully come out the other side again. But yeah. Anyway, sorry.
No, it's fine. And it's like, we all can feel like this in our business at times, when it all gets too much and it feels like we're working so hard and you're putting yourself out there and stuff isn't coming back, and you've got this intense worry that it's all going to go wrong. And then you sort of berate yourself because you're like, well, if I feel like it's all going to go wrong, then it is all going to go wrong, and I'm making it happen to myself, which is like totally not true. It feels like you're like, maybe you just need to stop for a bit. Like, I'm meditating and I'm doing yoga and I'm doing my affirmations and I'm writing my script, doing all this stuff. Like, that's almost putting more pressure on yourself.
So I'm desperate for it to work. And I think the problem is there's been a shift, because all my life, I mean, even from, I went straight back after maternity leave. I've always, been the main earner in the family and been responsible for everything. And then now I've suddenly gone self-employed, which was, I'd lost my job, so it kind of kicked it, but it wasn't the ideal situation to do it because we've got no money. My husband's been out of work. He's only just started working again. And it's kind of going, oh my God, the 1st of August is coming and we can't pay all our bills. And, and I just don't know. I'm being pulled in so many directions where I'm desperately trying to grab the odd bit of money here and there that isn't even aligned with the business. And I know that if I throw myself more into the business, that will work. But then I can't, because I've got this kind of thing at the minute where obviously we just need money from wherever we can get it. So there's a lot there. I'm sorry, there's a lot.
No, it's fine. So, and your business is really new?
Yes, I started Positive Pants in March.
So, like, I don't know if anybody's read, like, Big Magic by the lady who wrote Eat, Pray, Love. So she talks about, like, sometimes when we're trying to do things creative and we make that the sole thing that makes us money, it's a lot of pressure on our creativity. And so she, like, her advice for people that are trying to do things like that is to have another part-time job, is to have something that takes that pressure off, so then you can enjoy the thing that you're creating and build it up slowly.
Yeah, the problem is the part-time jobs that so I have got other work.
Yeah.
But the problem is they're all kind of self-employed, so they're all just things that I've found. So doing this caring for this little old couple that I do sandwiches for every so often, and I'm doing VA work for a couple of people.
Okay.
But I'm just doing it in 10-hour blocks, so they just book 10 hours of my time. I do the support. But again, the problem is I feel like I'm almost sabotaging myself, because I could be doing more work potentially for them, but I'm not, because I'm so swept up and so stressed about the fact that I need to do the content for my website, and I need to do my accounts, and I need to sell pants, and I need to do vision boards. And so I'm then stopping myself doing this other work that will give me money. And I don't know why I'm sorry, I won't, little one, why the hell I'm doing it, because it's ridiculous.
So you've got quite a lot on your plate.
Yeah.
Like a family, Positive Pants, vision boards, VA, making sandwiches for old people. Like, no wonder you're, like, going a bit crazy. Can some of those things go and be replaced with, I don't know, something a bit more where you can just go out to work, do something for a couple of days a week and come back and then have some time? Or
I did think that earlier today, actually.
That's a lot of, and having multiple self-employed things going at once, that's a hell of a lot to keep your eye on, I would say. I'd be like, you know, can I just go, because girl, you went and worked in a cafe for a bit, didn't you, just to take the pressure off your business?
Yeah, I worked in a cafe, but I've actually, the last month, I've been applying for all the part-time jobs because I'm so stressed out about money. But the thing is that, but then I just keep thinking, no, I've got to keep, there's like a line, I've just got to get over that and things will work out. And I think, yeah, it is hard. I totally get that. And like, the thing is, having a part-time job, I knew my bills were covered, but now I'm trying to scribble all my money away and like try and make it so that it's like a payday for me, which isn't working. But yeah, so I totally get it, and I think that, yeah, you know, I've had situations where I've wanted to do events and then I can't because I haven't got the money to pay for a store. But what's been quite good is that I've just spoke to people honestly and said, look, I really want to do this event, and you know, if I make money on the day, could I maybe pay you like a percentage? So I've looked at different ways to pay, not necessarily like all up front. So that's been helpful. But yeah, it's hard. But sometimes it was like juggling everything is really difficult. And with the cafe as well, it became like a full-time job. So then I had to quit that, which was good. But yeah, it is difficult.
Yeah,
so saying it was hard.
It's almost like you need something that doesn't take a lot of your energy.
Yeah, you need to just go in somewhere, do however many hours, and just come back and not even think about it once you leave work.
Yeah, because I mean, another thing I'm doing, I'm working in a shop, but it's only as and when they need me. So it might be 5 hours one week, it might be 2 hours the next week, it might be 10 the following week.
That's all quite stressful, isn't it?
Because it's nothing's like structured, and they've said, you know, you can come in and you can do your own work if you want while you're there where there's no customers. But again, that's probably then using up both energy reserves.
Yeah, that's multitasking, which doesn't work.
No.
Then you're like, how do I drag this business to this shop where I'm doing shop head stuff, and then somebody walks in? So I wouldn't even attempt to do that because you're not going to get anything constructive done, and then you'll just feel stressed and pulled and stretched as like it won't be good. I think like we're talking about like money next month and how do we bring money into a business and things like
hold on till next month.
Yeah, hold on. And things about like, are we charging enough? Like, what do we want to earn? Are we charging enough? Like, how many clients? Is it possible to do what we want to do? All those questions, like, could we find another way to bring some income in while we develop this thing so the pressure's not on it? Like, I think there's a whole thing at the moment where as women we can go and set up businesses and we've just got to work harder and we've just got to do more affirmations and we've just got to do all this stuff and somehow it's all going to fall into place. And it's not like that for most people, and there's kind of a dream that it's just going to all fall in, and it doesn't happen like that for everybody. But for lots of people, there's like, you know, maybe like a 3-4 year uphill graph until you reach this kind of tipping point, and you've got to be able to look after yourself in that graft bit.
Yeah.
You've got to be.
I think that's the frustrating thing is like when I do the vision boards, I know that for 2 hours work, I get a decent amount of money, even if it's a small number of people that attend. But then I stand in that shop for 5 hours, and I come back with like a third of what I would have earned doing 2 hours on the vision boarding. So it's just kind of, it's just a bit, I suppose, a bit demoralising, really, isn't it? It's just that I suppose it's regular work.
Totally. Were you going to say something, girl?
I was just going to say that, you know, again, when I've done part-time jobs and stuff, yeah, I can earn a lot on the business. But if that money's not coming in, I'm quite happy to just earn a smaller amount knowing it's going to come in. And I think it can be demoralising, but it's about looking at it perhaps in a different way to think, actually, that's going to pay my bills for me. So in the meantime, that will do. So, you know, I think, you know, ideally, yeah, we'd all want to have like more customers so we're earning the money we should earn, but it's not, you know, it's still helpful to earn that bit knowing it's coming in.
Yeah, but I think that's what I've been doing, which is why I've taken on all these other jobs. But I think you're right, probably I need to find one thing that's a set thing.
Yeah, can you consolidate that for a couple of days a week and then just focus on your rather than trying to do many different things. That's gonna kind of blow your brain up a little bit. So okay, I want to bring like Nikki in a bit as well, because you've been quiet, and Maria's been like dancing around. I don't know what she's doing, and then she's just run away. I hope you're all right, Maria. So I think like one of the so just to go back to think about Claire, one of the reasons why you're overwhelmed is you just got too many things to do. Like, and I think sometimes we give ourselves too many things to do.
I'm very unrealistic as well, but what you said the other day about whether you're realistic about what you can actually achieve in the day. I mean, I looked at what I'd written down today, and I was like, that is ridiculous. That's like 3 massive jobs that would take at least a day each. So why am I saying that I can do all 3 of those in one day when I've got my daughter at home? And
that's crazy. And like, I think because like Maria has a big long list of things to do, Claire's got a big long list of things to do. Nikki, how's your list? Have you got a big long list of things to do?
I kid myself by having several different lists and then reading 3 of them and looking at one. I think, oh, that's not so bad. But then there's another 3 they've got loads of stuff on as well. And I think, like Claire was saying, I think I can be a bit unrealistic about what I'm going to, this week I'm going to do this, this and this. And it's crazy to think I'm going to do this, this and this. So it's planning out a bit better and trying it out as well and seeing actually what can I get done on a day where I'm really sitting down and focusing. It's just the whole planning thing, and I just kind of just go head first into it rather than sit back and kind of think, right, okay, this morning is going to be a block of this and then this and this. I just kind of look at the list and think, oh, just, do these quick, easy things and get these massive things done. And it doesn't happen. So I need to get a lot better at kind of doing, like you're saying, and that kind of thing, I think, rather than just ploughing into it without any kind of planning, really.
I used to have, and I must obviously start applying this to myself again, but when I used to get overwhelmed when I was employed at different jobs, I actually had one of those like table centerpiece things, that's got the little clips in. Usually you put table numbers in. And what I did this printout of this lovely picture, and I wrote across it, if I do the one thing I will achieve today. And I used to put a different post-it note on it each morning and write down just the one thing that I was going to set myself to do. And it often was a crappy thing. So even if I then left it till the last minute, I never went home without having done that job. And that's really weird, because obviously I don't do that for myself now, but that actually used to work really well. Yeah, it focuses your mind.
I think that one thing is like massive, and I would say 1. And if you find it hard to go to 1, then like 3. But one big thing a day is pretty much all we can get done, alongside answering emails, doing some marketing of our business, doing the business, whatever it is that we do that brings in the money. Like 1 extra thing on top of that is plenty. So I think like part of this, that's fine, Maria. I think part of this is being kind of strict with yourself to know what's realistic for you guys to do. And you'll know all the different tasks that you've got to do for your business. Blocking out things. So say if you have to invoice people, leave all that invoicing until Friday morning or something like that. So you're not like breaking up your day by doing little bits here and there, or, make a commitment to yourself that you'll only check your emails first thing in the morning and not completely check them throughout the day, and just be like, I'll check them first thing in the morning and I'll answer them for an hour. Not even that, like if you get on top of it, and I'll have a look just before I end the day to see if there's any emergencies. And generally there are no emergencies. Like there's I don't know, I think I've had 1 person say that there's a Twitter emergency in 5 years of running my business. I have to come and see you, it's a Twitter emergency. Like that's the only time. People generally don't expect things to be answered straight away. The goal, having those timers is great. That's like really good advice. There's a thing called the Pomodoro technique, and I think that's where it came from originally, is this idea of timers. But the Pomodoro technique, it gives you these 20-minute blocks, and in between those 20-minute blocks you have to get away from your desk and you have to go and do something else for 5 minutes. So maybe you go, for 20 minutes I'm going to look at my emails, and then in that 5-minute block you get up and go and make a cup of tea, or you hang your washing out, or you, I don't know, like do some yoga poses or something, whatever that is, and then sit back down for another 20 minutes. And the other thing is that we're only actually that productive for kind of like, I think it's like 4 hours a day, like 4 to 6 hours, and anything over that we're just useless. Like we can't really do anything, and we're slowing down and we're opening and closing things and our brain is going haywire. So just know how much you can fit into a day. And I think part of it is also like making sure that there's space for you to relax. Like, do you book in, you know, if you looked at your diary like a week, you know, if you sat down on the Monday and you looked at what you had to do for the week, my advice is that you block out time to do nice things for yourself first. Does anybody do that?
I do that.
Yes!
But I think I do too much of it. That's my problem.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I need to, but I like the Pomodoro technique. I think that'll work well. And also I need to maybe, because if I look at my week and I think I've got a lot of early mornings, I plan my lie-in and stuff. I'm really ridiculous. But I like, oh, what day can I like sleeping late? I'm going to mute myself now.
Do you work better in the morning or in the afternoon, or you just like sleeping?
No, I can work anytime, to be fair. It's just when I feel like working, that's the hard bit, getting the motivation. But yeah.
What are you doing when you're not working?
Well, this is the thing, because obviously I don't work now, so it's just.
You do work. You have a business.
No, but I don't have another job to go to. So because I work from home, that can be difficult. But I have been since I've been doing your things and the time management stuff. I've been doing lists. Today I've been really productive, so I'm quite happy with where I'm at.
Okay. And I think the thing is that we put all these techniques in place, like look at your week, map out some time for you, do things in 20-minute chunks, never try and multitask, just be like, I do all my invoices at this time and that's when they go out, and I'm going to just answer my emails in the morning and check them. So you've got these block times so that you're not trying to open and close many things at once. And then if you've got a massive thing to do, like I need to rewrite my website, or I've got this new product launch, just break that task into smaller things, and if you just do 20 minutes a day, it will quickly move on. Where if you're waiting 2 weeks for a whole day to do it on day 14, by the time day 14 comes along, you'll find something else to do, and then you still won't have done it. Like, we're not that kind to ourselves in our brains. Does that make sense to people? And I think like, so part of this is like, why do we procrastinate, and why do we put things off? Like, why aren't we writing our website, or why aren't we, I don't know, creating that new offer, or why aren't we, I don't know, what aren't you doing? What is it that you're not doing? Maria's not writing her website. Claire, you're not doing your website either, is there?
Yeah. I think it goes back for me, the perfectionist thing though, because I'm scared of how many things I don't know, and I'm scared of getting it wrong, and that's a big block for me, I think.
I can definitely relate to that.
So is it the same, scared of getting it wrong for you, Maria?
Yeah.
Scared of not knowing?
I got given some good advice today, and it was basically, you've just got to be brave. You've got to speak from your heart, and you've got to just put it out there.
I find it really easy to talk about things and convey things, but when it actually comes to writing it down, and that's why these exercises have been good, because I have most of it in my head, but I'm no good at writing it down and conveying it properly. And then I'm kind of thinking, you know, I want people to visit my website and to then, you know, to get what I'm about, and I just don't know that I'm going to be able to convey that. And I've been doing more Facebook Lives for that reason, and that's been great, but you still need to be able to write it as well.
Here's the thing with writing, and Maria and I did it last time we met, and I did it with a client today, is that sometimes we're much better at explaining verbally what it is we do, who we serve, the difference that we make, and how, like, what are the benefits of whatever the products that we do. Write down those questions and get somebody to ask you those questions while you're recording it on your mobile phone, because you're a lot more verbose when you're talking, and there'll be some golden nuggets that come out of that where you're like, that's the benefit, or they're my 3 bullet points, and then listen back to that and write it down, because I think we're much better at verbalizing things, and then when we're sitting there trying to type, your brain kind of freezes and you want it to sound perfect, so you don't get anything out and you just start with a blank screen. So I think recording yourself talking about whatever that is will help you get the copy for your site. Nikki, what is it that are you putting something off or struggling, or similar?
I find it really difficult because I only have 2 kind of dedicated child-free days a week.
Yeah.
I just feel this complete pressure to get everything done in those 2 days, even though I can pick up, an hour here and there on the other days, and then a bit of time at weekends. But it's just getting into it. This is kind of just, my youngest has just started nursery a few weeks ago, so it's getting into that kind of rhythm of having to work. And I think it's just taking some getting used to, really, because prior to all this, I'd go to work, sit down at my desk, have no other distractions, crack on, and all the rest of it. And it's like I think Gail was saying, it's difficult. It's different when you're at home and you're working from home, and there's other stuff, and I'll just pop and do this, and I'll just do that, and then before you know it, an hour's gone, and then I'm like freaking out. It's like, I've only got another day left to get all of this done. So I was just trying to get used to. I really, really need to manage my time because I don't have very much of it at the moment. So
sure. And are you allowing yourself to only earn like an income of a day a week, or are you like, I need to earn more money, but you've only got 2 days to work?
At the moment, it's not too bad. I have kind of my main client, which keeps the amount of money that I need, I absolutely have to have coming in. So then other extra kind of bits and bobs I do for people, then that's great. Eventually, I want to be able to do more and then obviously pay for more childcare or whatever. But at the moment, it's just kind of getting used to being self-employed and, the whole thing really. So it's just taking some time to get used to it, and hopefully, keep hold of this client until I'm ready to then, either do more for them or pick up more permanent stuff as well. So, yeah.
Okay, and Gal, have you got a thing that you're putting off, like a frog that you're not eating?
I was, but yesterday and today I've really cracked on. So I'm quite happy at the moment.
So you've eaten the frog?
Yeah, so I think I'm all right. Got my list and everything, yeah. So one of the things I was pushing off my website. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things I was pushing off was the website because it seemed like such a big task, but I went through it the other day and just wrote down what needs doing and just looked at it like that, and then it's more manageable now because I can see the little chunks of jobs rather than it's such a mess. And then when I did go on today, I found out that they switched my website off because I didn't realise the renewal was due, so that was a drama. But because I was already there at the website, I just did loads of other jobs while I was there. So actually, it's been useful today.
Okay. So I'm gonna have a focus on this idea of procrastination, and the reason that we do that is either based on this perfectionism. So it's got to be perfect. I don't want to get out there, or there's this element of fear. And it sounds like Claire, you have both of those things, and maybe Maria as well. And I think that somebody's telling you, Maria, to just get it out there and feel that fear and just make it happen. It's just that. It's just like, what is the worst that could happen if your copy was a bit crap on your website, or if one of the pictures was a bit crap? What's the worst that could happen in that scenario?
My marketing coach would tell me it's rubbish and do it.
Yeah, but then you'd improve on it, wouldn't you?
I would, yeah.
Yeah. So like just creating something and putting it out there is that first step. And like nothing will be perfect. And whatever you create now, in 2 years' time, you'll be like, well, that was rubbish, because you'll have moved on. So waiting for it to be like the copy's got to be 100% spot on, the pictures have got to be there. That's kind of like never land, because you'll always be moving the goalpost forward, because you'll always be growing and learning and, you know, slightly tweaking what you do. So it's that better done than never thing. Like it's better out there than never done. But break the task up. It doesn't have to be like a huge, massive, I've got to do it all on, I don't know, the 28th of July, or I can't leave the room. Like that's like a bad parent, I would say. Like don't be a bad parent to yourself. And so the last part of this that I was thinking about with time management is that idea of thinking about what tasks kind of you're not enjoying doing and are depleting you, and are they things that you can give to somebody else, or are there things that you can stop doing entirely, or are they things that you can do in the morning? And I think the reason why I wanted you to do the time mapping was for you guys to really have a think about what are the jobs that you hate doing, that you're putting off, that make you feel depressed, that you don't like doing. Maybe you don't even have to do them. Like, I don't know.
I think for me, it's like anything to do with positive pants and blissful balance. I love doing, even if it's the crap stuff.
Right.
But it's all the other bits that I've mentioned earlier that really do deplete me, and I just don't want to be doing, and it drags me down, and then it prevents me from moving on with the other stuff. And
what is the other stuff? Is that marketing or admin or emailing or? Because there's many things that we do in our business, and so kind of like mapping out that time, I wanted you to have a think about, like, out of those things that we did in the week, how many of them actually brought in money? Like how much of that was like doing the service or selling the product? Then how much of that is marketing? And then how much is that the admin? Because then, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're not doing enough of the bringing the money in, and you're spending loads and loads of time doing the admin or this stuff. Like, what could you be doing more of this? Like, could you be turning up to more places? Could you be ringing more people? I don't know. Like,
yeah. So this was a bit of a funny week for me, I'd say, anyway, with everything else going on. But I think because a lot of the stuff that has become urgent that are actually not related to the business, but were actually big scary things to do, has meant that I've actually not spent much time on the business. So then I've obviously felt guilty and stressed about that. And then I've kind of been like, I think I've kind of got to the stage that I've got my product and I know what improvements I want to make. I know I want to get it there, and I know what campaigns I want to do, but I haven't got the expertise to do it. And I think that, again, that stops me, because I'm going, now I need somebody that actually knows how to market a product properly and get sales. And that is not me. And I'm trying my best, but obviously I'm also trying to do lots of other things. But then how do I get someone to help that knows how to do that when I've got no money to pay anyone?
But your product is getting out there, and maybe it's like allowing yourself to do that slowly. Maybe it's allowing it to grow with you, and you've only had your business for like a few months. Like, I think maybe this like overnight success, or suddenly I'm paying the bills by selling the pants when I've only been in my business for 6 months, is kind of unrealistic. Putting a bit too much pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
Claire,
Sure, go for it, Maria.
Can I just ask, have you heard of The Art of Brilliance?
I've heard of it.
Okay, so they're based. No, I mean, The Art of Brilliance, they're a company.
Oh yes. Yeah, because a friend of mine actually passed me their diary the other day and said your branding's very. There's a natural kind of.
So I did some filming with them a few weeks ago. So they go into schools. They work a lot with schools, and they're all about like happiness, positivity, positive psychology. I'd say there's a definite link between like what you do and what they do. Guy called Andy
Cope. Yeah, Andy Cope.
Yeah, and I mean, I know one of the guys who I did the filming with at the Art of Brilliance. I can put you in contact with him.
Amazing. I think this is the thing, though. This is why when I'm up because I can see that there are so many opportunities and I've got so many ideas and things I want to do, and then I'm just not getting there or not able to do it, and something's holding me back.
Do you know what is the thing that's holding you back?
What?
Always us. It's you. It's always us. We're always.
That's what I mean by self-sabotage. It's I've been working really hard on my self-worth and going, I do deserve good things to be happening. I deserve this, and not even just the financial stuff, just what nice I'm doing. But I don't know. There's something there that just doesn't still quite believe that I can actually do something that's going to impact on people. 'Cause all I want to do is help children effectively. I want them to have this wonderful feeling when they wear the pants that I know loads of them are getting, and I just want more of them to feel it, and that is literally all I want. But something's holding me back. Maybe I feel like I'm not able to do it. I don't know.
And like maybe part of your business is being in schools more, because that pays a lot better than selling individual pairs of pants. And it's like, how do you build on the skills that you've got to make your business profitable, so you can have this pants element, but maybe that's not going to make you.
No. I see the business as being having the product and the service, because that's what makes me unique. Yeah. And doing the school the feedback was fantastic, and I've just had a testimonial from the head teacher, so that's fantastic. But of course, it's just now it's the wrong time of year for me to approach schools. So it's this
is the perfect time of year for you to go, okay, I'm going to create an offer so that when September comes, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Like, so rather than like, it's all the wrong time of year, like reframe that and go, great, I've got this feedback, I've done a thing, I can create the offer, and in September I will be ready and confident, because I've spent some time putting it together and pricing it and thinking about what schools would I contact first, and where do I have connections with, and can I ring people up and go, can you ring your school, and can you get my foot in the door? Like, when your business is quiet, see that as like time to do the planning stuff rather than spinning out of control and kind of running on the spot. I think, like, I would say that this is the perfect time to have a break after just having done that, because you can go all guns blazing in September and create an actual like war plan. Like, how am I going to get this out into Nottingham and Nottinghamshire, and how many schools do I need, and could I do one a day? There's enough schools in the city and the county.
My ideal formula that I was thinking about was to be able to do at least one vision board workshop a week, which I think is viable across the whole of Nottinghamshire. One school a week and one care home a week. That was kind of that would be a smallish target.
That sounds manageable. So no more panicking, and just be like, that's what I'm gonna do. And if you have to get some part-time job that you just go to and you've got set hours, that means that you've got time to do that rather than trying to do multiple things, then maybe that will help. Rather than putting so much pressure on yourself to make this business work when it's in its infancy.
I think because I see the business as being all the other strands, because it's self-employed work, and I think that is actually the problem, because it's not my business and that's not what I want it to be.
No.
But I'm putting the pressure to earn the money within that structure in so many different ways. And that's why I found it hard doing the networking. And I was running events for people and promoting those. I was working with Anita on the Tavorna and the Global Women's Summit, and I had to say to her, I can't dedicate the time, because I go out and I'm trying to promote and talk about that, but then I'm also like, oh, by the way, I do a bit of VA work, and by the way, I do vision boards, and I've got positive pants, and I was like, I need to cut some things out and
so what we all need to do and focus on is, what's the one thing that we want to do? What's the one thing that we want to grow? Like, it's quite difficult to be running multiple businesses at once and multiple things. Like, focus on one, make that work, and then if you've got the strength, add another thing on. Doing many, many things is going to kind of blow your brains up a little bit. unless you can go, these 2 days are for this business and these 3 days are for this business. And
I tried that a few weeks ago, and I actually put in my diary 2 days where I'm just doing VA work, and I've not kept to it because other stuff's come on and I've gone, actually I'm now in the mood to do that, and so that hasn't worked for me either. So
no, so you've got to be strict with yourself. And like, I know that we're coming up to the end of the thing, so here's the last thing that I wanted to kind of talk to you about, is actually to, if we're putting things off and if we're feeling like stressed and if we're feeling really busy, where's the benefit of us feeling those things? Like, how is that? There'll be some benefit to us that we're thinking that way. Is it because we want to feel busy, because we want to feel important? Is it because we want to tell ourselves we're busy because then we can put off doing that thing that we know that we really have to do, that we kind of don't want to get around to? So I think it's like thinking about the way that we talk about time and how we use it will inform all of our feelings. So maybe like a year and a half ago, I was walking around the whole time going, how are you? Busy. How's things for you, Debbie? Really busy. I'm really, really busy. I'm really, really busy all the time. And I was totally stressed, and I was like really, really busy, and everybody's like, wow, you're really busy. And I was like, I know, I'm really, really fucking busy. This is crazy. My mind was like going mental, and I realized I'm just doing this self-fulfilling prophecy thing. All I'm doing is telling everybody how busy I am. They're just feeding that back to me. You look really busy. I do look really busy. You're really stressed. I'm really stressed. Just in a spiral of madness. And then I thought, hang on a minute, I'm just running a business. You know, I do go to sleep. It's okay. You know, maybe I can let some of these things go. And that just helped enormously. And then people say, how are you? And I'm saying, it's really great. Business is really good. So rather than I'm like crazy busy, it's like, it's working. This is great. And then that just took the pressure off and made me feel so much better. And I was like, hang on a minute. The things that we tell ourselves end up becoming how it actually is. And it's like a cycle of madness. Does that help?
I think one thing I've just realised is that like my days and evenings and weekends all kind of merge into one.
Oh yeah, you can't do that.
I know. And I think because I don't have any children, like there's no like cut off, and because I love what I'm doing, and Michael, my husband, just lets me kind of crack on, and if I am, he'll like be watching the cricket or the darts and I'll be doing some work. Like there's no kind of, right, it's 5:30 or whatever, I'm finishing. Like there's none of that. So like it just all kind of merges together.
Okay, yeah, don't do that, because I do have a child, Maria, but I only have her half the week. So I have one weekend day completely childless. I'm still not working, you know, and I don't have her 3 nights a week, but I don't carry on working until like lights out. I think you need to be strict with yourself, and it doesn't matter that you don't have kids, because there's tons of women out there that don't have children. I think it's just you going, right, this is my time, and you have to stop, because there's been studies done on how productive we are, and after kind of 4 to 6 hours, we're rubbish. Like we're just sort of spinning plates, and nothing's very productive, and it will take us 2 hours to take what it would have taken us an hour to do. Do you know what I mean? Like everything doubles the time. I need to find these studies. I'll send them to you. So yeah, it's like, just don't do that. Have space and time. Like even if you just sit and stare at the wall.
I think it's that guilt thing, isn't it? Of feeling that, of how you appear to everyone else. And like, I suppose for me, with my, you know, with the money stuff at the minute, I don't want to be like my mum having, which bless her, she is having to do a lot at the minute, like kind of saying, like, oh, I've put 50 quid in your account so you can take Ellie out for the day and do something. But I wouldn't want her to feel that I'm sitting on my arse doing nothing. You know, it's like, God, yeah, I'm so busy, and I've had this call, and I've got this lead and this opportunity and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I'm feeling really tired. And even though I know I need to preserve my energy, it's feeling like other people, like it's just almost justifying yourself to other people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I say to that?
Go on. I love this.
Well, I think it's just people are judging you anyway. whether you do nothing or whether you do loads of stuff, or whether you're posting on social media, whether you're silent, whether you dye your hair, whether you don't dye your hair, whether you put makeup on, whether you don't put makeup on, whether you have kids, whether you don't have kids, whether you're married, whether you're not married. People are judging you relentlessly all the time. So knowing that that is already happening, just do what the hell you want to do that makes you happy. And be who you want to be, and go out there, because either way you can't escape people's judgments. And some people will be horrible with those judgments, and they always will be. And your mum is probably will love you regardless, and she just wants you to be lovely, and she just wants you to have a nice time. And she definitely doesn't want you to kill yourself by being busy. Like, that's probably the last thing that she wants. Like, how's your daughter? Oh, Claire's really busy. Like, I'm sure that, does she, I don't know, maybe that's part of her thing. Maybe, like, we could get into some weird psychological.
No, there's a lot of psychological shit in my family. Don't go there.
Always with mums, always with the mothers. Like, and if you're a mother, then you're like, oh crap, I'm now ruining somebody else's life.
Yeah. Cycle
continues of madness. We've kind of run out of time. I hope that's been helpful for people. Like, there's another workbook on the website that will help you write down some of the things we talked about in this session, and just kind of get it out there and maybe reaffirm some things that we've spoken about. I think there's like one more bonus week about time, where I'm just going to do a video and talk about procrastination a bit more, and then we're going to get onto the money.
Show me the money.
I don't have any money.
Don't say that.
It's all gone into the house.
Yeah.
It's all disappeared. I'm being a grown up. So yeah, are you all right? Is that helping everybody?
Thank you, Debbie.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone. Sorry if I took over a bit. I'm actually quite pleased with myself that I did make the time to actually come on this call. So that was important. So,
that's great.
Thank you.
Has anybody got a beer? Me and Maria are going to have a beer now.
I'm having a beer now that I've finished my cough and fit.
Oh yeah, I hope you're okay. I see that you've been like being a mother in the middle of the call, Nikki. Well done. Like that's multitasking doesn't work unless you're doing that and you have no choice. So that's fine. All right. Have a lovely evening, everybody.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.